All right, so this is going to be the video going over the March 3rd assignment, which is all over volume of cones. All right, this is going to be exercise A. So let's go over question number 1. Question number 1 says, determine the volume of the ice cream cone shown below, round to the nearest 10. So before we start, let's go ahead and write our volume formula. So we know volume for a cone is equal to 1/3 times big B times H. And we know big B stands for area of the base. So let's go ahead and write big B over here is equal to the area of the base, right? And our area of the base, let's see, we have a circle. The area formula for a circle is pi radius squared, all right? So now let's look at our little cone. We say that 1.2 is pointing to this line that starts at the center of the cone, or center of the base to the edge of the base. So this means this is our radius, and then we have a line going from the base all the way down to the tip of the cone, which is our height. So 5 inches is our height of the whole entire cone. First off, let's go ahead and find our area of the base. So let's plug in 1.2 in for our area formula for R. So we now have pi times 1.2 squared. Go to our calculator. Get rid of that. We have pi. Let's go to our pi symbol. Pi times 1.2 squared, which is equal to 4.5. So big B is equal to 4.5 inches squared. All right, it's squared because we're finding the area. Now let's plug 4.5 in for big B over here. We have 1/3 times 4.5 times our height of the cone. Our height of the cone is 5, so times 5, okay? Let's plug all this into our calculator. We can press Control Divide. It'll give us a little fraction. We have 1, and we'll press down 3 times. Let's do our area of the base, which is 4.5. Let's see what that equals. 1.5, and then we'll multiply it by our height, which was 5. So times 5 again, and we have 7.5. So our volume is equal to 7.5 inches cubed. It's cubed because we're finding the 3D volume. We're finding the volume. Okay, so if we look at our answer choices, we can see that C matches our answer, which means C is the correct answer for question number 1. Let's get down to question number 4. All right, question 4 says, Sam was changing the oil out of his car. He used a funnel in the shape of a cone to catch the dripping oil. The funnel, this is important, was filled halfway up with oil, okay? The funnel was filled halfway with oil. How much oil dripped out of the car if the radius of the cone, radius, was 2 inches, and the height of the cone was 4.6 inches, all right? So let's draw a little image real quick. So we have a cone right here. All right, we can see that our radius is right here, which is 2 inches. Let me go ahead and write that. Our radius is 2 inches. And we can see that our height is 4.6 inches. 4.6 inches, all right? So we have our little image drawn out. So let's go ahead and work it out now. So we're going to replace 2 with our radius for define the area of our base, which is a circle. Our area formula is pi times radius squared. So we'll replace the r with 2. So we'll have pi times 2 squared. Go to our calculator, the pi symbol, times 2 squared. And press Control Enter. So we get 12 point, we'll round up to 6. Well, 12.6. So it's equal to 12.6 inches squared. All right. So this is big B. Let's plug big B in for here. So we have 1/3. We'll drop that down times big B, which is 12.6, times the height of the whole cone, which we can see is 4.6. Okay. So let's go plug this in our calculator. We get 1/3, so we'll press Control Divide to get our little fraction. 1 down 3 times 12.6. Enter. We have 4.2, and our height was 4.6. So we'll multiply now by 4.6. 4.6, and we get 19.32. Okay, so 19.32 inches cubed. But this is not our answer. So answer choice A is not our answer because look, we underlined it. The funnel was filled halfway with oil. So our funnel was only filled up halfway with oil, okay? So if our funnel is filled up halfway, that means we're going to do 19.32, which is the whole funnel, and divide it by 2. So let's divide this by 2. So divide by 2. We see our answer is 9.6 if we round. 9.6 inches cubed is our final answer, which matches answer choice B. Okay, let's get down to number 6. So number 6 says how much ice cream can fill the cone below. So again, I have our volume formula written out, 1/3 times base times height, and big B, our area of the base, area of the base is equal to, let's see, we have a circle. So area of a circle is pi radius squared. So let's look at this. We see 10 millimeters is connected to this whole entire line, but we only want half this line. Okay, so half this line is 5. Okay, so our radius is equal to 5. And we see that 9 is attached to this line going from the base to the tip of the cone, which means our height is 9 millimeters. Let's plug in 5 for our area formula. So we'll do pi times 5 squared. Let's plug this into our calculator. Pi symbol down here. And choose pi times 5 squared. We get 78.5. Okay, so we go over here. I'll write 78.5, and I'm going to use my units, millimeters, and we found the area, so squared. Okay, so we're going to plug in, and this was for big B. So we're going to plug in big B over here. So now we have 1/3 times 78.5, and we know our height is 9. So we're going to plug in 9, and we're going to put all this into the calculator. So control divide, 1 down, 3 over times 78.5. We'll go ahead and press enter. Okay, 26.11667, and then we'll multiply by our height, which is 9. So times 9, which is 235.5. Okay, so our volume is equal to 235.5 millimeters cubed. We found the volume, so it's cubed now. If we look at our answer choices, we see that answer choice D is our correct answer. We're going to skip down now to question number 9. All right, question number 9 says Stephen was very thirsty after running 4 miles in PE class. He used the cone-shaped cup below to drink water from. He ended up filling his cup 3 times. I'm going to underline that. He ended up filling his cup up 3 times. All right. How much water did he drink? So when we read how much water did he drink, we're talking about the total amount of water he had to drink. If he filled his cup up 3 times, that means he had 3 of these cones. All right. So let's find the volume of 1 cone for right now. We can see that our radius is 1.5. And we can see our height is 4.6. Okay. So we'll plug in our 1.5 for our area formula, which is pi times radius squared. Our radius is 1.5. Calculator, pi symbol, times 1.5 squared. We get 1 if we round up. So our big B is equal to 7.1 inches squared. All right, so there's our area of our base. We'll plug in our area of the base for big B over here. So we have 1/3 times 7.1 times our height. And we said our height is 4.6, okay? So times 4.6. Let's go back to our calculator. Control divide. 1/3 times 7.1. We get this, and times our height, which is 4.6. And we get 10.8876. So we'll just write 10.9 for right now. Equal to 10.9 inches cubed. All right, we do see this answer choice right here, but this is not the correct answer because he filled this cup up 3 whole times. We got to make sure we read all of the question, okay? He filled it up 3 times, so he had 3 of these. So we're going to take this number and multiply it by 3, okay? So 10.9, or answer, times 3, we get 32.66, okay? If we round up, we get 32.7. So our volume, our total volume is 32.7 inches cubed, which is answer choice C. Okay, so C is the correct answer choice for number 9. We'll go down to number 10 now. When we look at number 10 says, Marta brought a paperweight in the shape of a cone. The radius was 10 centimeters, so radius was 10. I'm going to underline that in red. Radius is 10 centimeters. And the height was 9 centimeters. Height, 9 centimeters. Okay? All right. Determine the volume and round to the nearest 10. So we know R is equal to 10. We know height is equal to 9. Okay? So let's plug these into our formulas. Over here, we have big B, which represents the area of the base. If we're talking about a cone, we know the shape of our base is a circle. The area formula for a circle is pi radius squared again. So we have pi times 10 squared. So let's go plug that into our calculator. Pi symbol times 10 squared. We get 314.2. And we're working with centimeters squared. All right. So let's plug in our big B in for our volume formula, which is 1/3 times big B times H. So we have 1/3 times 314.2 times our height, which was said to be 9. Okay, so let's go plug this all in the calculator. Control divide. 1 over 3 times 314. And we'll do 0.159. We'll match it up here. Oh, enter. We have 104.72, and our height was 9. So we'll do times our answer, 942.5. We'll round up to 5. So volume is equal to 942.5. Okay. If we look at our answer choices, we can see that answer choice A is the closest. We just were off by a rounding error. So answer choice A is our correct answer for number 10. All right. Last one we're going to do is question number 12. All right. So question number 12 says a piece of candy in the shape of a cone. Okay. The height of the candy is 2 centimeters. And the diameter is 1 centimeter. Determine the volume, round to the nearest tenth. So when we talk about diameter, we're talking about from side to side, okay? So the whole diameter is 1. We only need half of it. So half of the diameter would be 0.5, okay? So our radius is equal to 0.5. And we know our height is 2, okay? So we can say R is equal to 0.5 and height is equal to 2. So our area formula for a circle is pi radius squared. So let's plug in 0.5 for our radius. Okay, calculator. We have pi times 0.5 squared. We get 0.78. Okay, so I'll leave that as 0.78. 0.78 centimeters squared. All right, now let's plug in 0.78 for our big B. We have 1/3 times 0.78 times our height, our total height, which is 2. We set it down here, 2. Okay, let's plug all of this into the calculator. So control divide. I have 1 down 3 times, we'll do control answer, so we get this whole entire decimal point down here. Press enter. We get this number, and our height was 2, so we're going to multiply all this by 2. And our answer comes out to be 0.5. Let's go see if that's an answer choice. So volume is equal to 0.5, let's see, centimeters cubed. If we look at our answer choices, we can see that 0.5 is an answer choice. So answer choice A is the correct answer for question number 12. All right, so that's the video for the March 3rd assignment over volumes of cones. If you need to do the redo assignment, go ahead and click the link on the redo assignment and go ahead and submit that, all right?